This right here is probably the best packaging I've ever seen. So let's find out if the shoes inside are just as good. What's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about my thoughts as a professional player on performance of the Adidas D.O.N issue 6 in the Haribo colorway. They retail for 140 euros or dollars, and they just recently released in two very nice colorways. I got the white colorway, so massive shout out to Adidas for sending them over. With that being said, let's get straight into it and start with traction performance. We have a translucent outsole on this colorway. You can see the Haribo branding through the forefoot, and we have a radial traction pattern pretty much throughout the whole entire outsole. It covers almost every direction that you're going to go on the court. So very good setup. Is it good for outdoors? No. Is it good for indoors? Absolutely. It's one of the best traction setups I've tried. Dust pickup is also not too bad. I initially thought it will be, but actually if I'm looking at it right now, it picks up minimal particles of dust, and with a quick wipe you're good to go. I wouldn't recommend them for outdoors because the grooves are just so thin and shallow, so the pattern will probably wear off very quickly. Another reason why I wouldn't recommend them for outdoors is the cushioning setup. We have a dual density cushioning setup. We have Light Strike Pro in the forefoot and regular Light Strike in the heel. Light Strike usually is hit or miss, so either it's really good or it just sucks. And this pair is actually pretty good if you're not looking for too much impact protection. That's also the reason why I wouldn't recommend them for outdoors. It's a very low to the ground cushioning setup. It's a bouncy cushioning setup, but it does not have a lot of impact protection. So just in terms of outdoor durability and impact protection, I wouldn't take these outdoors. If you still want to do it, go ahead, but they probably won't be the best option. For indoor courts, the cushioning setup is very nice. It does take some time to break in. The first time I put them on, they felt very stiff. So also relatively hard on foot. I couldn't really feel much compression, but the more I wore them, the more I got to feel it. Maybe wear them at home first, wear them for a gym session at first, or just a light shoot around. Don't go in a full 5-on-5 practice or even a game. I wouldn't recommend doing that with any pair anyways. Just give them some time to break in. The traction performance will be good right out of the box. The cushioning will need some time. The Strobel board is a regular Adidas Strobel board with a very small cutout in the heel. And the insole is also just a regular Adidas insole, but we have a really cool detail with the Haribo bear on there. But apart from that, it's just your Orphalite regular Adidas insole that's been in Adidas shoes for ages already. Now, if we compare them with the D.O.N issue 5, which I also liked a lot, especially the looks as well, we can see it's a very different shoe, but essentially traction performance and cushioning performance stayed very similar. Cushioning was also stiff at first, got better after wearing them for some time. Traction performance was good, but picked up way more dust than the D.O.N issue 6s, so it's nice that they fixed that. But what is very different now are the materials. As you can see in the D.O.N issue 5, we had all synthetic closed up uppers that were also very stiff right out of the box and needed for ages to break in and didn't really get any better. The D.O.N issue 6, we've got a very nice and thin upper. The design has also changed. We've got a decoupled outsole and midsole, and we have this new kind of engineered mesh upper. It's still really stiff right out of the box, but it will break in nicely. The shoe also has a good amount of padding, which is nice. Especially in the heel area, we have this little Achilles pillow here, and the tongue on the top is padded nicely. The further you go down, the less the padding gets, so the laces do cut into your feet a little bit. And as I said, the materials at first, especially in this midfoot area right here, where we also have this little outrigger going up here, are just very stiff. So give them time to break in just with the cushioning setup. But after some time, they actually get really nice. The support features are probably the strongest suit of the D.O.N issue 6. We've got a very nice heel counter, a very stiff one as well, so your heel is locked in. There was zero heel slip, and we have this torsional plate system, the Adidas torsional system. We have an X-shaped shank plate. You can't really see it on this pair as well. On other colorways you could see it, but if you look closely through the outsole, you can see that we have the parts of the shank plate going through here. And of course we also have this decoupled midsole, which has a great shank plate here in the middle as well. It's not carbon fiber, even though it looks like it on some colorways, but it does a great job. As you can see, if I try to flex them, they don't flex at all in the midfoot, which is just how I like it. And we only have a little bit of forefoot flex. All these features, together with the nice lacing system, really keep you locked in. As I said, even when I tried to pull my foot out of the shoes, it wouldn't move one bit, so no heel slip. Sometimes it's expected with a silhouette like that, like the Jordan 36s had that, the lows, and these do look a little bit like them, but they don't have any heel slip, and overall the support is very, very good. Feels secure, locked in, and also relatively bouncy. The fit is also surprisingly good for an Adidas shoe. I would go true to size. Whatever size you wear normally works for these as well. Wide footers may need to watch out. If you've been following me, you'll know I have a very, very wide midfoot. So this part I showed you before right here is pretty stiff. I said that before, and it also kind of digs into my midfoot. At first, it got better the more I wore them. Also, if the materials break in, it will get better and will be more forgiving for wide feet. But nonetheless, I would still maybe try them on in store. I went with my same size I usually get for Adidas, a US 13.5. I wear that size for the hardened 7s, for the hardened 8s, and for the A1s, and on these shoes they fit. And here they fit as well, lengthwise and widthwise. Let's take a look at all the details, not only on the shoe, but also on the box. We've got the D.O.N issue 6 nutritional facts here on the back of the box, which is just really, really cool. And also like the whole slogan for the campaign being trust your game, something Adidas is doing a lot also with AE1. And then if we go to the shoes themselves, we also have a lot of details. We have the translucent Haribo on the outsole. We have a Haribo bear on the midsole, or actually the insole of the shoe. And we have a little Haribo branding here in the heel tab or on the back of the shoe. They actually also came with a small pack of Haribo gummies. I don't eat Haribos because I'm vegan, but the whole packaging and the whole branding of the shoe is just so tough in my opinion. That's also why I'm definitely going to wear them in one game this season. I just really like this whole collab. I actually forgot to record the ending of the video, so here it is. Quick recap on the Adidas D.O.N issue 6 traction performance. Really good, very solid, doesn't pick up too much dust and sticks well to indoor courts, and I wouldn't recommend them for outdoors simply because the grooves are too thin. The cushioning setup is also not for outdoors, not enough impact protection in my personal opinion. It takes some time to break in. That's also worth to keep in mind for the later sections of the recap. If you've broken it in, the dual density setup actually works pretty well, and the light strike is nice and soft underfoot. Just give it time, it needs that, just like the materials. They are very stiff at first, but they will break in nicely after some time, just like the cushioning setup. They are okay for wide feet, but I would recommend to try them on in store if you have a really wide midfoot like I have, or like, let's say, a wide toe area or just some extra wide area. So I would recommend to try them on and maybe go up half a size. The support features are really good, so the sizing up shouldn't matter in that way. They have a nice heel counter. We have this Adidas shank plate system that works very well for torsional support as well. And because the materials are so stiff, your foot is going absolutely nowhere. With that being said, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching the video. I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the review. Have a good one and see you next time.